This is Yvonne Cordes, case number 15-006087. Please state your name for the court.
Carley Cordes.
All right, ma'am. First of all, I have a question. Are you a citizen of the United States?
No, I'm not.
Okay, then you need to know you do have a right to contact your counselor. You understand that?
Who's my counselor?
Counselor. Canadian counselor. All right?
Okay.
And if you'd like,
How do I do that?
they can give you the paperwork. But you are here to be arraigned on a felony offense of assault with intent to murder. The complaint reads that you did make an assault upon Gregory Allen Cordes with intent to commit the crime of murder. This is contrary to state law. It's punishable by life or any number of years. DNA to be taken upon arrest. Count 2 is for animals, killing, torturing. Complaint reads that you did without just cause knowingly torture a dog. Contrary to state law, punishable by up to 4 years in prison and or $5,000 for a single animal, $2,500 for each additional animal to a maximum of $20,000, and or 500 hours of community service, cost of veterinary fees, and may be prohibited from owning land. Do you understand what's been charged?
Yes.
Do you understand the possible penalties?
Yes.
How do you wish? Well, before we go any further, because you're charged with a felony, I must advise you of your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one will be appointed. If you choose to answer any questions, you have the right to cease the questioning process at any time and request an attorney. Do you understand these rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Being advised of these rights, how do you wish to plead, not guilty or stand mute?
Stay mute. And I need an attorney?
Yes, ma'am. I'll go for that with you. I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Matter will be scheduled for a probable cause conference as well as a preliminary examination. With respect to an attorney, you're asking for court appointed, or would you retain your own attorney?
I will need an attorney appointed.
Are you employed at this time?
I was for 3 months. Sorry.
You can go on.
I don't make enough money to pay for an attorney.
I will authorize a court-appointed attorney finding just cause with respect to bond. I'm going to hear from a representative from Oakland County Pretrial Services as well as from the officer in charge of the case.
Your Honor, we did interview the defendant. We're unable to reach her reference, but we're able to reach the victim's daughter for verification purposes. Ms. Barbara Cote. Defendant's 58 years old. She's been married for 8.5 years, has one adult child. She's lived with the alleged victim at the Northern address for all of those 8.5 years of her marriage. She is a resident of the United States on a green card, did have a prior address in Canada, lived there for 3 years as a Canadian citizen. She's employed 25 hours per week at Gary's Catering in Wixom. She's a slicer, making basically $10 an hour. We were able to verify that. She was only employed there for 3 months. She admits to using alcohol 2 times a week, to a past history of marijuana use 2 times a week, but states additionally that she hasn't used that drug in 3 months. She has no history of treatment for drugs or alcohol. Mental health issues were reported by her as well as the reference in this matter. She has had past involuntary mental health treatment. She refuses, however, to be treated for her mental health issues per the reference and is not taking any medications. The defendant's daughter also indicated to pretrial services that she's been attacked by the defendant. She believes she's violent and unbalanced. They've installed alarms in their home. She's afraid that should this defendant be released, she may be next. Adult Protective Services have been contacted by defendant's daughter in the past and have appointed a guardian for the alleged victim in this matter. He does suffer from Alzheimer's. He is currently, by what we are understanding, in intensive care and on life support. The dog in question, it's my understanding, was being put down. For all those reasons, we do believe she's a flight risk and a potential harm to the community at large. We are recommending a cash surety bond at a minimum of $500,000. We would ask that she be supervised by pretrial services, use no alcohol or illegal controlled substances, submit to random testing and or monitoring, that she participate in a treatment program for any mental health conditions or substance abuse conditions should she be released, that she not possess a firearm or other dangerous weapon, that she have no contact with Gregory Allen Cordes or 1300 North Tune in Milford, Michigan, that she be required to have a GPS tether prior to release with house arrest for anything other than work, medical issues, or emergencies or court, and that she provide a verifiable release address to the court prior to release from custody.
Thank you. Detective Pierre-Chavez.
And once again, Sergeant Scott Pierre-Chavez, Milford Police Department. I am very concerned about her as a flight risk. It is my understanding that she only has one relative living in the United States, and that being in Jackson, which is obviously outside of this county. The majority of her family lives in Canada. To reiterate what pretrial services said, her daughter and their family feel that they're at harm if she is released from this facility. She's been attacked in the past, according to the daughter, and for all these reasons, I would ask for a $1 million cash bond, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court will adopt the recommendation with respect to the amount of bond. The bond is $1 million. Cash surety on 10%. Following conditions: you're not to return to 1300 North Tune, Milford. You're to have absolutely no contact with Gregory Allen Cordes or his family members. That's by you or any members of your family, ma'am, and that includes social media, no texting, tweeting, Instagram, Facebook, Skyping, emails, nothing. If you see them, you must go the other way. No contact means just that. You understand?
Yes.
You're not to assault, beat, molest, or in any way verbally harass, intimidate, or threaten Mr. Cordes. You must personally appear for any and all court proceedings. Do not leave the state without the permission of the court. Notify the court in writing of any change of your change of address or phone number. There is to be no alcohol, illegal drugs, or abuse of medication. You're to test for alcohol and drugs randomly at least twice a week. You're not to possess any firearms or dangerous weapons. No new criminal offenses. Pretrial service supervision. In addition, you will have GPS tether prior to release. In addition, you must provide the court with a verifiable alternate address in the state of Michigan prior to release. You're also